For the second week in a row, the Eagles win a nail-biter against a bottom-8 side as the Demons failed to capitalise on their chances and lose their 17th straight loss at Domain Stadium. That can't be right, but apparently it is. Welcome to Eagle Review, proudly sponsored by Masters. Have you got dinner sorted? Don't worry about it. Slam a few of those down, you'll be sorted. Ben Roberts, monsoonal-type rains in the first half didn't seem to play into West Coast hands. The Demons winning the majority of the statistical categories. I'll run through a few: disposal efficiency, inside 50s, time in forward half, tackles, contested disposals, all except that key column of final score.
Yeah, probably the most important stat as it turns out. I think a lot of Eagles and Simo have said they were lucky. Fair enough. You played that game 100 times, you're probably only going to win one or two of them, maybe. Certainly conditions help keep them in it at stages with the less amount of pressure required to make shots on goal miss. Pull one out of the fire. Certainly happy with the W.
There'll be a lot of talk of the costly turnovers, I guess from both teams, but the Eagles did have a few and a couple of key ones down back.
Yeah, probably like the two guys that stood out, I suppose, unfortunately for them on the day. Everyone has an off day. Because they're such good kicks, I think, Sharrett and Bunger, usually so good coming out of the back half, and I think it's magnified because the end result is often a goal, so it looks even worse. But look, wet conditions, but pressure from Melbourne was the main thing. They were really good and setting up behind the ball, not letting the Eagles get it out cleanly. A couple of efforts that weren't their best, but hopefully they're few and far between.
I don't know if Eagles forward Josh Hill has had a more timely and important mark while wearing Eagles colours. Just a bit of solo brilliance here in the wet weather conditions to snag that mark and then to drill it through the goals. That was just timely.
Yeah, there's a few times when it was Eagles on the ropes where the big dogs stood up, and even late in the third where we gave, Shuey, Pritis, Marston, Gaff, those guys get in, Kennedy kicks the goal. The leaders stood up and really threw their weight around a little bit and got on top, and then the last quarter they all came through and had big quarters and pinched it. Demons
fans will certainly grimace looking back at this moment where Hogan had the short pass to Vine and he played on quickly, not thinking it was the required 15. Slips over or falls out, the ball falls out of his disposal, and then all of a sudden a slingshot down the other end and Andrew Gaff is just putting through a crucial goal. That was as costly as it comes.
I know, and both Melbourne will look back on that and there'll be so many of those moments where they could have stealed it, if you like. I think they kicked 3-6 in the third quarter. Came really hard but couldn't quite finish off, and they'll learn from it, and hopefully the Eagles learn from, even though they won, they can learn from it and go forward as well.
Yeah, I thought when Elliot Yeo snapped his ball and didn't register for a score in that last minute, I thought that was the moment we're going to see our first draw for 2016.
Yeah, we'll see next time. I guarantee you, next time Elliot will just belt that one through. Any score will make it 2 scores required to even level up. So next time, with maturity, he's only a young fella, next time I'm sure he'll go for broke.
This game certainly isn't one without Luke Shuey and Matt Pritis. They were again sensational in the midfield for a 4-quarter performance. Shuey, 24 disposals, 10 tackles, 8 clearances. Just won a ton of contested footy. Matt Pritis, 24 disposals, 7 clearances. Obviously the difference makers on the day.
Yeah, Pritter came out like a startled gazelle and had 8 tackles in the first quarter. World record pace he was on, but finished with a meagre total of 15 tackles. Is that all? But look, we know what Pritty's going to do. It's his type of day.
Love the moment where he also bumped one of the Demons off their shots at goals. He's doing great defensive work all around the park. Credit to Jamie Cribbs, had 6 score involvements in the day and was really doing a lot of grunt work that was unnoticed by a lot of fans. But the skipper took a lot of top intercepting marks throughout the day, and despite his disposal being off, they were critical grabs.
Yep, and Gov took a couple as well. The backline actually as a whole were really good, because when you concede 66 inside 50s, usually they're going to score more than 60 points. So they, with a constant bombardment, very good.
Maybe it was a good thing it rained, who knows. Let's go into some roasts of the round, and obviously with the conditions there's going to be a few nominees. We'll start with Liam Duggan. Kicked his best goal by far in Eagles colours with his right boot, if you don't mind, but then also had his worst kick in Eagles colours with his right foot. So just going to find the difference in between the yin and the yang there.
It's the ecstasy and the agony of the roast and the review, and you can have both here, Liam. What about, the kick-outs are usually pretty hot on the kick-outs. And this one was late too, wasn't it? Could have been a key factor. Imagine if that went end-to-end goal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be more of a talking point than what it was.
Scenes.
We'll give one to Easy. Took a great grab down back. Credit to him. But look, if you're going to go to gaff down the line, there's no need to do it in a particularly fancy way. You don't need to kick it directly into your man and have it ricochet and have your 1 out of 100 balls go to him. Just go directly to him. There's no need to be fancy, Eric. Roast.
Defenders play the percentages. They're not known for their foot skills. Some of them, and some of our defenders are great kicks, but
Don't know why he's going out on a limb then here.
no, okay.
Don't understand.
Stick to your strengths.
Yeah.
Stick to your strengths. Now, Scotty Lycett, this is probably a bit stiff, really.
A little
But if you're going to get smothered, kick it harder, I reckon, because if you haven't kicked it hard enough, if a bloke can do this, take it on full tilt and grab it as he keeps going. Luckily, it didn't come of anything, but next time maybe sink the leather in a bit harder.
About 7 minutes to go in the final quarter. Gov goes up for this one. You've got to pay that, Mark. I think all of Domain Stadium knew it was a grab. If you're going to pay these ones from Tommy Barras, I'm pretty sure Govs gets the tick of approval for held on long enough. But what about Masto? I don't know. There's a lot of kids going to the footy, Masto. No need to expose Viney like that. That's pretty uncalled for. Let's go around the grounds very quickly. We've got a Friday night footy, Roos v Pies. Drew Petrie running with the ball on the wing. Bit foreign for him. He's normally the one getting it. That's probably why I got a bit confused. Dropped the ball, looked like an idiot.
Not his finest effort. Been down a bit of late, probably still playing in his mind. Roasts above the head potentially, but next time maybe. What about Gold Coast, Fremantle? If you get a chance to kick a goal, it's a tight game at this stage, especially on the goal line, you've got to make it, not just sniff the sheen off the top. Next time.
Yeah, that was not very good there either. The winner, we had to choose one. Not a clear-cut winner this week, but Bernie Vince sending the ball inside 50. Sees big Scott Lycett on the mark and says, no dramas. I'll get round to you pretty easily. Falls, hits the deck, Scotty Lycett tackle, and that's embarrassing stuff to happen in front of 40,000 that don't like you already.
Some of the girls might like him.
Maybe. Yeah, sickos. That brings us to the end of the show. Thanks for watching. Eagle Review, MCG, Collingwood Saturday. Big game, get around it. Do you want to be a part of WA's more awesome squad? Prove it. You can win 5 tickets for you and mates to come to a West Coast Eagles home game. Just snap a photo of you and your other squad members, hashtag Masters Squad, and head to Masters Instagram or Facebook page to get the ultimate fan experience.